Arjuna's face showed a mix of curiosity and uncertainty as he turned to Krishna. "O mighty armed one," he began, "I seek clarity. Please tell me the difference between renunciation, sannyasa, and letting go of attachment, tyaga. What do they truly mean?" Krishna smiled, his gaze steady and full of compassion. "Arjuna," he said, "the wise say that sannyasa is the act of giving up actions done solely for personal gain. On the other hand, tyaga is the art of letting go of attachment to all actions, whether they bring rewards or not." He paused for a moment, allowing Arjuna to absorb his words before continuing. "There are those," Krishna said, "who believe that all actions are flawed and should be abandoned entirely. But others argue that certain actions, like sacrifices, charity, and self-discipline, should never be given up, for they hold great value." Looking directly at Arjuna, Krishna's voice became firm yet kind. "Listen closely, O best of the Bharata family," he said. "There are 3 types of renunciation, and I will explain them so you can understand their differences." Krishna then began to elaborate. "Sacrifice, charity, and austerity," he said with conviction, "are acts that should never be abandoned. Even the wisest among us are purified through these actions, for they are rooted in selflessness and higher purpose." As Krishna spoke, Arjuna felt his confusion beginning to clear. He realized that renunciation was not about rejecting life's duties, but about approaching them with purity, wisdom, and freedom from selfish desire. Krishna's voice remained steady as he continued to share his wisdom with Arjuna. "Arjuna," he said, "even when you perform your duties, the key is to do so without attachment to the results. This is the highest and purest form of renunciation, acting selflessly, with no desire for personal gain." He paused, then added a note of caution. "But beware," he said, "giving up your regular duties because of confusion or misunderstanding is not true renunciation. This kind of abandonment comes from ignorance and leads to no good. It is like walking away from your path in darkness without understanding its purpose." Krishna's tone grew firmer as he continued, and then he said, "There are those who give up their duties simply because they are hard or uncomfortable. This kind of renunciation, born out of reluctance and a desire to avoid discomfort, is in the mode of passion. Such actions are not truly selfless and do not bring the peace of true letting go." Looking deeply into Arjuna's eyes, Krishna's voice softened but carried great conviction. "But the one who fulfills their duties without being attached to rewards," he said, "does so because it is the right thing to do. This is renunciation in the mode of goodness. It is selfless and pure, leading to true freedom." Finally, Krishna described the mindset of a wise renouncer. "The person who truly understands renunciation," he explained, "does not avoid tasks that are difficult, nor do they cling to those that are easy. They approach every duty with steady resolve, free from doubt and anchored in wisdom." As Krishna's words flowed, Arjuna could feel their truth. He realized that renunciation was not about giving up action, but about embracing it with clarity and selflessness, a path that led to true liberation. In the midst of the vast battlefield of Kurukshetra, Krishna, in his role as the divine charioteer to Arjuna, spoke with wisdom that resonated through the ages. With compassion in his voice, he declared, "In this human life, no one can completely escape action. However, the mark of a true renunciate is not found in ceasing all work but in giving up the attachment to the results of their actions." Krishna's words hung in the air, carrying a timeless truth that left Arjuna thoughtful. But Krishna did not pause for long. He continued, revealing yet another layer of life's intricacies. "For those who cling to worldly attachments, 3 possible outcomes await after their time here has ended: good, bad, or a mix of both. But the rare soul who renounces attachment, like a true sannyasi, remains free from these outcomes, untouched by the cycle of rewards and retribution." The mighty Arjuna, ever attentive to his divine teacher, listened as Krishna began a new lesson. "Let me share with you, O valiant Arjuna, the 5 key elements that contribute to the accomplishment of every action. These teachings, steeped in the wisdom of Vedanta, reveal how the universe operates,